The big SPCX IPO crash, the Elon Musk crash. Yes, what is happening? The market is awaiting Friday a big IPO, the biggest one in the history of the stock market, with a valuation of about like $1.75 trillion, raising over $75 billion. It's sucking out liquidity out of the market. Okay, how does it work? Well, the market ran like crazy, right? With Micron tripling in like 1 month and a half. Other stocks all-time highs. AI space doubling, tripling stocks. This was absolutely crazy. And obviously now investors and pension funds says, you know what, we are actually having a lot of cash right now, a lot of profits. So what should we do? Let's go until the next hot thing. The market always works in cycle, guys, and that's how you see CNBC now it's advertising, but you see like even the coffee machine is red. This is how bearish CNBC is right now, guys. Okay, so you can see here that the market currently looks for liquidity where they can get them. And it's so important to understand the mechanics of it. We will talk also about how I find the SpaceX IPO and what we do, and that we will talk about in this video.
Welcome to the game, I'm the Wolf of Dubai.
Welcome to a brand new video. If you have no idea whom you're watching and why you watched as a SpaceX investor, I am a very early Tesla investor. I bought life savings worth of Tesla shares at 23. I kept on averaging down with the most important thing. I saved up and bought every month. This is what I do with my long-term investments. If they go down, I love it when they go down because I love the price that I'm buying in. I love them even more when they go down. So this is always opportunity. So my subscribers made even houses or apartments through that kind of listening to me. So subscribe to all of my 4 channels. Make sure to follow me on X and check out xtendaytrading.com because this is a trading environment. Okay, let me tell you, we did one trade. It catched us also. Okay, it's totally normal in trading. You have winners, you have losers. We catched one single bad trade. We closed it because we said, hey, listen guys, the market is turning around, and then winner after winner, 3 QQQ puts. We bought them about like $1 and they went even to $30. So those kind of bangers you can expect with our brand new AutoPilot system that looks like that. We do everything for you, the buying, the selling, the watching, everything, guys. We're using only 5% of the portfolio for every single trade. And with that said, make sure to check out xtendaytrading.com, schedule a call with me, and we can help you as well if you have $10,000 or more. There's always limited seats. We are very exclusive group, so make sure to do it now. Let's go into the first clip because the first clip will talk about a little bit about the SpaceX IPO. Let's have a look.
SpaceX expected to begin trading at the end of the week. Leslie Picker is here with a look at how investors might be positioning ahead of that event. Maybe that's what we've seen a little bit, Leslie, in this market.
Yeah, I think it's more than just a coincidence here, Scott. SpaceX is targeting about 30% of its $75 billion offering to go to retail investors. And that cohort may be behind some of the recent volatility in the equity markets that we've seen as that cohort sells recent winners to free up cash. Now, recently, retail investors have been chasing the upside momentum in semiconductors, in hardware, in AI power names. Micron alone has seen $6.5 billion in net retail flows in the last month, helping drive that stock's 87% upside. Now, at the same time, you've got these U.S. equity levered ETF assets, which have reached an all-time high of more than $175 billion, concentrated largely in the NASDAQ 100 as well as semiconductors. BNP Paribas believes it's not a coincidence that the NASDAQ's worst day in over a year, last Friday, came a week before the biggest IPO of all time, and it may continue. The firm says, quote, selling flows in recent winners and levered products from retail to invest in SpaceX could be very large, according to BNP Paribas. The firm hypothesizes that retail plus passive flows into the IPO could be about $50 billion. If retail sells out of levered ETFs, that can create even more disproportionate pressure ahead of the IPO, just given the magnitude of leverage involved in those products, Scott.
Okay, Leslie, thanks. That's a good look at that. You agree? Is that some of what we've seen in the NASDAQ late last week?
Oh, yeah. I think I don't know percent-wise, but I mean,
It's played a role.
That definitely has played a role. And I think it caused some investors to be like, okay, maybe sell some of their, massive winners, in terms of what's going to happen with SpaceX. But I do not believe this is sucking oxygen out of this market. It's a near-term blip. And I think that's what we're seeing today in terms of the rebound.
Alex, how do you think about this IPO as it's about to come to market? How you think it may perform on Friday, which is going to be a really exciting day?
Yeah, I think the valuation is definitely out of sync with reality. It's way too high, but I don't think that's going to be a problem for SpaceX. I think when you look at the hunger from retail to get into anything with momentum, joining Elon Musk's rocket company is about as good as it gets. So I expect them to have a very successful day on Friday, and I think that this stock is going to have a big pop at the very beginning.
Bryn, how are you thinking about it? Going to buy some?
Well, we already own it in quite a few funds, but I thought it was interesting. I saw over the weekend, Ron Barron, he's taking down $1 billion at IPO price to go into his funds. So, the long-term investors continue to stay in. I agree with Alex. I mean, on every metric, the valuation is insane. It will IPO like 30% more than Meta's valuation. And so that being said, there's a lot of excitement. It'll be historical. I do think between Google's raise of $85 billion, now this, if Meta does the same, we'll see. I mean, this is historical to have all of this happening at once, what type of indigestion. But I definitely think part of Friday and also with crypto is definitely people saying, I don't have to make it back the same way I lost it. I want to make some room for SpaceX and try to make some of that money back in this stock. So it will definitely be historic. It probably goes 2 to 2.5 trillion, which is insane on Friday.
Yeah, it'll be exciting, as I said. We really can't wait just for the spectacle of the biggest IPO we've ever seen to hit the market, especially as we have some questions about parts of the tech trade, how it's received, some of the mechanics of positioning ahead of that, and then all of it to see how it plays out on that Friday.
So as you can see, everybody is waiting, right? So my prediction is exactly the following, okay? The stock price is 135. This is the stock price that, they want to go online with, okay? On Friday. I think what will happen will be a crazy run on this IPO. I think there will be a huge run on the IPO. And then what will happen is that they actually will sell it off. I don't know when, but there's like different kind of sell-off periods. Like Elon Musk cannot sell for many, many days and he won't. I guess he won't. But there's other investors that's invested when this was like $100 billion company, right? They can now cash out over a period of the next 30 to 90 days. So watch out, guys, because that could be like a sucker's event. It sucks all the liquidity. People say like, oh, AI is dead, or AI have like a bear market right now. Now let's put everything into SpaceX. SpaceX maybe doubles, have like a 3.25 trillion valuation, and then it drops. So I will be very careful now because the valuation is already like picture perfect price in my personal opinion. If a company makes $18 billion in a year and they grow 30 to 50%, which is phenomenal, a price target of 1.75 trillion is, in my perspective, not fair. So if this makes sense, watch with me the SpaceX IPO, obviously over the next couple of days. Make sure to subscribe and check out xanddaytrading.com because the grass is greener always on the other side.